Yes, Florida. The southwestern state sandwiched in between the west coast of the Gulf of Mexico and the eastern coast of the Atlantic, also known as the place where demon spawn will live, sipping on a lukewarm Corona beer while simultaneously watching football and breeding the living crap out of a stolen ATM. Now, some important reasons as to why we should quarantine the entire state of Florida. As the title says, I, as an American citizen, am an advocate for quarantining the entire state of Florida. Now, the one Floridian who is watching this will be furious, asking why I would advocate for the lockdown and containment of the real-life SOP that is the entire state of Florida, referred to by the Florida government as the Sunshine State. The reason for that is because... all Florida brings is chaos! The people, all they bring is chaos, making their 9-year-old drive their inebriated self home, then their flag. All it brings is freaking chaos! You know, at this point, I'm gonna go out and say that we should just consider Florida the Chernobyl of America. I'm considering going down there and making Florida its own mini subcontinent. In the next 200 million or something years, I hope that the plate tectonics move in this very specific conditions to make Florida its own isolated island in the middle of the new Pacific Atlantic Ocean thing. So that when Pangea 2, the sequel, happens, the new caveman won't have to see the sheer stupidity that is ancient Florida. In fact, according to my research of surveying many people on the streets of New York City, detailed by this graph, 83.1% of all Americans would be happy if Florida just ceased to exist. 4.4% said that they lived in Florida because they're stupid, and 1.8% didn't even know where Florida was on the map because they're idiots, and the rest, 10.7%, didn't even understand English because, yeah. As you can tell on the information given by the graph, most people in this United States of America would be incredibly grateful if Florida just stopped existing all in general, which brings me to today's point. As I have said before, in Florida, all they do is bring chaos. I'm surprised that the state of the state is not on the brink of collapse, because these people can pick up alligators like a child. This guy is the one Floridian I will accept out of the state, just out of quarantine in general. And you might be asking, but Bruams, what about Disney World? To heck with Disney World! To heck with... Nah, we'll just push it out of Florida into Georgia. Give Disney World a peach-colored makeover. Ha! Nah. No, we won't do that. We'll push it into Alabama, the second closest thing to Florida. So the guy named Cletus can marry his second cousin, Geneva, named after the Geneva Convention. Florida is a beautiful place and an amazing state to visit. The beaches of Destin, Florida, the negative $2 budget rides at Universal in Orlando, Galaxy's Edge in Disney World, which is a much higher budget, and Key West, aka the Conch Republic. But with maniacs running around doing this... I cannot trust a state where people throw alligators through a Wendy's drive-thru and steal, seal ATM shut on accident. The sealing part is on accident. The Wendy's drive-thru part, obviously it wasn't on. I swear. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this was my proposition to solve this huge problem is to create the Florida River Canal, creating a narrow canal for ships to go through from the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic Ocean, and scream at the drunken Floridians chucking bottles containing lukewarm beer at their ship. I bid you farewell, and I hope you enjoyed this catastrophe of a video that I chose by spinning a wheel, and that has also polluted my freaking second monitor. I bid you farewell, goodbye, and